Assalamu alaikum, this is Shaila Iqbal. The topic we are going to discuss today is the linguistic landscape of Karachi. In this video, we are going to explore the elements of linguistic borrowing on the roads of Karachi city. First of all, we are going to discuss the linguistic landscape. Linguistic landscape is the visual representation of the languages and the dialects in a public space of a city, country, or a town. There are various examples through which linguistic landscape can easily be explained. For example, the shop signs, street names, billboards, buildings, moving screens, advertisements, or collectively linguistic text written anywhere on the roadsides of the city or town. These all form the linguistic landscape of a city. Now the question may arise, what is the significance of the linguistic landscape? How is it going to help us and our community? So it has a particular function to perform in any society. It is important as it provides an insight into the common languages spoken in the city. It reflects the mirror of the society we dwell in by focusing on the common language. Linguistic borrowing, a word adopted often with some modification of its form from one language into another. There are various types of linguistic borrowing, namely importation, partial substitution, and substitution. Whereas our focus for today's presentation is on loan words in importation. What are loan words? Loan words are basically the words that are borrowed from another foreign language with some modification in the orthography. Basically, importation is further divided into two types. Number one, foreign word. It is the word adopted from another language without any changes in the orthography. For example, the word cafe in English and whiskey in Spanish. They share the same spelling. Whereas, if we look at the loan word is the word borrowed from another language with some modification in the orthography. For example, the music in French language is the spelling of the music of French language is different from music in English. So today we are going to focus on the loan word. We are going to talk about our main topic, which is linguistic landscape of Karachi city. I have gathered data in the form of multiple pictures of roadsides, for example, of loan words. I have gathered some data and some examples of loan words. Mostly I have found loan words in my examples, hence I am explaining it. First, let's have a look at the billboards of the city. The text on this billboard is written in English, but words are borrowed from different languages. For instance, the word courtyard. Courtyard is the word that has Latin origin. It is not an English word, but a Latin language word. If we look at the second example, which is ready, it is a German origin loan word. If we look at the third example, possession, it is the Latin origin loan word, and it was originally called possidere in Latin. All is a German origin loan word. Utility is a Latin loan word. Its orthography in Latin is utilis. If we look at the example of electricity, it is a Greek origin loan word whose orthography is electron in Greek language. Gas is also a Greek origin loan word whose orthography is chaos in Greek. Water, which is a common word but is actually a German origin loan word, and its orthography is in Greek is Wasser. Lease is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is Lexis in Latin. In this example, there are two billboards located in the Gulshan area of Karachi city which are written in purely English language. These texts contain many loan words. For instance, if you look at the example of charcoal, charcoal is a Middle English word. Up to is a combination of different German origin loan words, and their orthography is op and zu. Discount is a medieval Latin origin loan word, and its orthography in Latin is discounto. If you look at this billboard, it is a billboard where details about aisles are present but contains many loan words. For instance, the aisles word itself. IELTS is a word introduced by British Council. If we look at the example of expert, expert is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is expertus, which was adopted by French, whose orthography is expert, and now English has borrowed it. If we look at the example of get, get is the Middle English origin word who got modified but was initially getten. Up to is a German origin loan word whose orthography is op and zoo. Band is the word introduced by the United States. Score is an Old English word who got modified from skuru. With is a German origin loan word. Sir is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is sir. Alam is an Arabic origin word. If we look at this example, it is IC material. All text is written in English language, and the loan words are present. The English words are patient healthcare service, but these all are from loan words. Their origin is different. Patient is a Latin origin loan word. Health is a German origin loan word. Care is a German origin loan word, and service is a French origin loan word whose orthography is service in French and in Latin servitium. So it has both. If we look at this billboard, it is a billboard of a bus which travels from one city to another city. For instance, it is written AKC AKG Express Movers Karachi Damdastir Larkana. So it travels from Karachi to Larkana and Larkana to Karachi. So if we look at the loan words present in this billboard is express. Express is an old French loan word whose orthography is expressor. Movers is a French origin loan word whose orthography is mover. Dual languages are Urdu and English present in this billboard. If we look at this example, it is a billboard where advertisement of luxury Pret is present. For example, if we look at the word luxury, luxury is a Latin word whose orthography is luxuria, and Pret, it is an old French origin loan word whose orthography is porrette. If we look at this billboard, this is another billboard which is basically the Gul Ahmed advertisement, and it shows that 15 fab and you can have the origin loan. So if we look at the loan words here, the is an old English origin word. If we look at the original is a Latin word whose orthography is originium in Latin. If we look at lawn is an old French origin loan word whose orthography is londe in Old French. If we look at gul is deprived from Europe and Central Asia. It means these both continents use gul as either as name or for something else. Ahmed is an Arabic origin loan word. B is an Old English derived from beyond. If we look at these billboards are showing the two dominant advertisements. One is of tag as Ramzan is approaching, so it's the new look for a refreshing Ramadan, and while the upper one is luxury again, so luxury summer something collection. So we all know that after Ramadan there is Eid, so they both are contradictory to each other. So luxury is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is luxuria in Latin, and summer is a German loan word derived from summer. If we look at new is German origin loan word whose orthography is new. Look is a German origin loan word whose orthography is Lujan. For is a German origin loan word whose orthography is fur. Is a Greek origin loan word. Refreshing is a German origin loan word whose orthography is frisk or fresh in German. And Ramadan is the Arabic origin loan word. If we look at this billboard, this billboard was located at Mosmiat, showing the store which was going to open anytime soon. So this store is going to launch soon, and they welcome the audience and the people there. So if we look at the loan words in this example are grand. Grand is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is grandis. We look at the example of opening. Opening is an old English word that was modified from opinel. Chase is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is caper, which means take. Up is a German origin loan word whose orthography is op. Biggest was modified from big, which was a Middle English word which means strong and mighty. Store is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is instaurer. March is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is martius. This picture has two signboards. Now we are going to head towards signboards. Both of them have two languages. One is English and other is Urdu. So one for the international passengers who do not know the local language of Pakistan, which is Urdu, and the other for locals who can easily understand and comprehend Urdu language. This shows both hold the equal status in the community. If you look at the examples such as departure or ravangi, departure is an old French word whose orthography is departer. Drop in dropline, drop is a Germanic origin loan word whose orthography is dropfin. And lane is a Dutch origin loan word whose orthography is laan. If you look at this example, it is the roadside signboard which have both the languages equally dominant but have many loan words. For example, Dow. Dow is a Middle English word, whereas university is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is universis. Off is a German word whose orthography is ab. Health is a German origin loan word. Sciences is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is scare, which means know, to know. Cant is a French origin loan word whose orthography is canton, which means corner or district. If we look at the example of new is a German origin loan word whose orthography is new. Airport, air and port are the two pieces of the same word. Air was derived from Greek, which was originated from Greek language, and the orthography is air, A-E-R, and port was the Latin origin word whose orthography is portus. If you look at this example, it is a signboard situated near a hospital or something, and it states some loan words. For example, Cant. Cant is a French origin loan word whose orthography is canton, which means corner or district. Dow, as I previously mentioned, is a Middle English word. University is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is universis. If you look at hospital, it is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is hospice. Dental is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is dentalis. The is an Old English word. Icon is a Greek origin loan word whose orthography is icon, which means likeness. Community is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is communitas, which means public spirit. And center is a Greek loan word whose orthography is cantron, which means sharp point. If you look at this example, there are two languages dominant in a single road sign. Both the languages are equally dominant in Karachi city, the Urdu language and the English language. So there are many loan words even present here. Caution is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is kabir, which means to take heed. As is a loan word reduced from Old English whose orthography is alswa. Similarly, per is a Latin origin loan word, and directives is a medieval Latin origin word whose orthography is directivus. Off is a German origin loan word whose orthography is ab. Government is an old French origin loan word. Only is an Old English word whose orthography is anlic. One is a German origin loan word whose orthography is EINA. Person is the Latin origin loan word whose orthography is persona, which means the character in a play. If we look at the example of is a German origin loan word whose orthography is is. Allowed, which was a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is allaudere. With is a word that is shortening of Germanic preposition whither. And passengers. Passenger is an old French origin loan word whose orthography is passage. If you look at this example, it says welcome to District Central DMC Central. Keep clean and green Karachi. This is the signboard which is entirely written in English language and dominantly. It has many loan words as well. Welcome is an old English word modified from willkommen. To is a Germanic origin loan word whose orthography is zu. District is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is districtus. Central is a Latin loan word whose orthography is centrum. Keep is a Middle English word that was shortened from keepen. Clean is a Germanic origin loan word whose orthography is clean. And green is a German origin loan word whose orthography is grün. If you look at this signboard shows both languages which are equally dominant. And the literal transliteration of the language is also written there, but there are loan words as well, such as university. University is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is universus, which means whole and entire. If you look at this signboard, which shows both languages are equally dominant, North Karachi is written in Urdu as well as in English, Naya Nazmabad and Surapur. Now we are going to head towards loan words related to hospitals. These are both roadside facing signboards that tell details related to hospital. For example, on the left side, this is Dow. Dow is a Middle English word. University is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is universus. Hospital is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is hospice. Medical is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is medicus. An institute is a Latin loan word whose orthography is institura. Hospital is a Latin origin loan word where orthography is hospice. There is on the right side there is Memon Medical Institute Hospital. This is the road sign of hospital facing roadside, and the Dow, as I have told earlier, is a Middle English word. Institute is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is instura. Off is a German word whose orthography is ab, and cardiology is a Greek origin loan word whose orthography is cardia. This is a signboard which says the sign of a U-turn. These type of signs are also mostly found in Karachi city, whereas I've only captured one. If you look at this signboard, it has Arabic kalma number 1 written on it, which shows there are people who knows Arabic as well, and this is the language of our Quran as well, so it is also used in Karachi. If you look at this signboard, the signboard has entirely Urdu language written on it, and it says Saaf Suthra Karachi, Hara Bhara Karachi. If you look at this, it is a footpath advertisements on the walls of the city near Gulshan, and it is the written and drawn on the walls of the Gulshan street. They are written entirely in English. Their loan words are official. Official is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is officium, and commerce is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is commercium. Patron is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is partilio. If we look at this example, it is a busy road of Gulshan near Nipa. There are many institutes and shops, but the written text is entirely in English. So if we look at the example of trend, trend is a German origin loan word. Village is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is villa. Top is a German origin loan word. Cafe is a French origin loanword. Institute is a Latin origin loanword whose orthography is institutora. Student is a Latin origin loanword whose orthography is studera. And computers is a Latin origin loanword whose orthography is putar. These are, now we are going to head towards the loanwords on banners. So there are some banners related to sale to attract the clients basically. There is a J. Gala. Gala is basically an old French origin loanword whose orthography is Gale. Whereas on the right side there is Expo Store, which says flat 30% off. So store is also a loanword, which is a Latin origin loanword whose orthography is Instora. And flat is a Scottish or Old English origin word, and whose orthography is FLET, flat. Off is an Old English word modified from OF, off. Start is a German origin loanword whose orthography is Stunze. And if we look at the last example of March, March is a Latin origin loanword whose orthography is Martius. Okay, if we look at this example, it is a bus shop where tickets are booked. And if you look at the example of express, express is an old French origin loanword whose orthography is expressor. This example, it is a major bus stop of Maiman bus, Okhai Maiman Jamaat bus stop. The loanwords present here are bus, which is a French origin loanword whose orthography is omnibus, which means the vehicle for all, and stop is a German origin loanword whose orthography is Stopfen. If we look at this banner, it says शनाख्ती कार्ड की तजदीद, पता और नाम की तब्दीली के लिए नादरा की वैन आपके इलाके में. So it was basically outside the society, so I just capture it. It has loanwords such as card. Card is a Greek origin loanword whose orthography is cards. And Nadra is an institution name. Van is a Dutch origin loanword whose orthography is caravan. If you look at this example, it was a super busy roadside of a middle or lower middle class area where we can see there are two languages dominantly. One is Urdu, which says Pappu Golgappe wala, and other one is baby fast food, French fries and burgers. So if we look at fast, fast is a German origin loanword whose orthography is fest. Food, food is a Germanic origin loanword whose orthography is foda. If we look at this example, it is the welcome gate of a society, which says welcome Chapel Sun City. And if you look at the loan word, welcome is a loan word. It is an old English word modified from Willkommen. And sun, sun is a German origin loan word whose orthography is Sona. And city is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is civis. If you look at this example, it says the food court, and it basically says it is on the left side. So food is basically the loan word. It is the Germanic origin loan word whose orthography is foda. The court is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is cortum, and fast is a German origin loan word whose orthography is fest, which means almost. And pizza, as we all know, is an Italian loan word. Barbecue, Caribbean, and there were Caribbean Indian tribe Taino who invented this term, whose orthography is barbacoa. And home is a German or region loan word whose orthography is heim. If we see delivery is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is deliberer. Okay, if we look at this example, it was a shop name near Mosmiat which says Kalendar decoration. Kalendar is the name, and decoration is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is decoratus, which means to adorn or grace. If you look at this example, it says Alhamd catering and biryani house. So Alhamd is an Arabic origin loan word which means creative, and catering is an old French origin loan word whose orthography is Ekater. And is a German origin loan word whose orthography is Anda. And biryani is a Persian origin loan word whose orthography is either Breninian or Breninj. And house is a German origin loan word whose orthography is Husun. If you look at this example, it is a shop name who borrowed loan words. It says Quetta Shaji Superstore. So Quetta Shaji, Quetta is the name of the city. Shaji, maybe it is the name of the person, but Superstore, it is the loan word that was borrowed from precisely from English and from English from other. So these words are written in Urdu but are English words. So super is a Latin origin loan word and store is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is instora. If you look at beside this is very healthy, very yum pakula. It's an advertisement, and very is a Latin origin word whose orthography is versus, which means true. And healthy is a German origin loan word, and yum is a Sanskrit word. If you look at this example, this is also a busy road near Gulshan where a hotel and a shop were captured. The written text on hotels is usually in Urdu, as there are many local people who used to have tea at these hotels. So the local people usually go to these type of hotels. So Quetta Wali Hotel and Kuddusi, beside it is Kuddusi Compressor House. So the hotel basically is an old French origin loan word whose orthography is hostel, and compressor is a Latin origin loan word, whereas house is a German origin loan word whose orthography is Hussan. This is another shop name which says Sidra Cloth Store, and Sidra is the name, while cloth and store both are the loan words of English which have different origins, which are originated from different languages, whereas other details are written entirely in Urdu. So cloth is a German origin loan word whose orthography is Kleid, and store is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is Instructor. And gents, it states हमारे यहाँ gents और ladies के कपड़ों की आला मयारी क्वालिटी दस्तियाब है. So gents is an old French origin loan word, while ladies is an old English word modified from legit. Quality is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is qualis. If you look at this example, it was a shop in lower middle class area, yet there are different loan words used here. Afridi, granite and real estate dealers. Afridi is the name, whereas granite is the Latin origin loan word whose orthography is granum. And is a Germanic origin loan word whose orthography is anda. And real is an Anglo-Norman French origin loan word whose orthography is same, real, which means related to property. State is an old French origin loan word whose orthography is estate dealers, state. And dealers is an old English word whose orthography is dealer. And marbles, it is a Greek origin loan word whose orthography is marmoros, which means the shining stone. And property, last one, it is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is proprius. If you look at this shop, it was also located in middle class sort of area, and everything is written entirely in Urdu. There are many loan words of English used in Urdu which have different origins. So Subhanallah basically is Arabic origin loan word, whereas marble, as stated earlier, is a Greek origin loan word which means shining stone, and it has orthography of marmaros. And is a Germanic origin loan word whose orthography is anda. And granite is a Latin origin loan word whose orthography is granum, while wholesalers is a Middle English word which means in large quantities. If we look at this example, it is everyone living in Karachi must be aware of this place, I believe. And this picture is of Jinnah International Airport, where two languages are demonstrated. One is English and the other is Urdu. English is used for international passengers which land there, and while Urdu, which can easily be comprehended by the local people of Pakistan. And this picture is of a school whose front was facing the roadside, so I just captured it. And there are multiple loan words present in it. For example, Islamia is the loan word borrowed from Islamic origin, which means peace. And public is an English loan word derived from Latin originally, which was populus, meaning people. And school is a Greek origin loan word. In Greek, the word is school, that means leisure. And admission is a Latin origin loan word found in this picture. It is admission in Latin. And open, the last one, is an English loan word that was borrowed from Dutch origin. So basically, which I concluded the things are: the billboards of Gulshan area were dominant mostly in English language, while other shops and banners and all, which were captured in the middle class area, were dominant in Urdu languages. Whereas the both languages are used more or less in the same ways. So the road signs were in both languages, showing the dominance of both language in Karachi city. And mostly the loan words that I found in this presentation were originated from Latin, German and Greek, which shows the most of the English words which we use commonly in our daily conversations and all are borrowed words from these languages, which is Latin, German and Greek. Thank you so much for watching this video.